Alright, let's get into it. Did you know a McDonald's breakfast could fuel a UFC champion? I am not kidding. Hey, it's Emma, and I'm feeling totally pumped to spill some tea today. Pop culture, sports, a little scandal, a lot of receipts. Let's make this make sense together, honey. So, picture this. A kid born in Hakka in Myanmar moves through Malaysia, lands in Houston as a preteen, and then becomes the first fighter from Myanmar to sign with the UFC. That's Joshua Van Bawi Thong, known as Joshua Van, a flyweight at 125 pounds who fights like a blender set to high. He is Burmese-American, reps Houston, and he's built a rep for pressure, precision, and pure chaos in the best way. Before we stand the stats, can I confess something? I used to drag people who swear by weird routines, like McDonald's for breakfast during training camp is a no-go, right? Then a few years back, I was prepping a live show with insane hours. Everyone was on green smoothies and mushroom coffee, and I was dying, so I tried, you're gonna scream, a super basic routine. One exact bodega egg and cheese every morning, black coffee, no adaptogens, and a brisk walk playlist of pure mid-1910 pop. People clowned me and said my brain would turn to mayo. I felt the pressure, like if I bombed, they'd blame the sandwich. I stuck with it anyway because routine is a love language for my anxiety.
Cut to show night. I nailed it. The gag is, it was the calm, the ritual, not perfect nutrition, that unlocked me. I'm not saying eat like a raccoon forever. I'm saying the right routine is the one that keeps you steady. Which brings us back to Joshua Van, who yes has said he eats McDonald's for breakfast daily even in camp and then walks into the cage and outpaces nearly everyone at 125. Tell me why this man is breaking output records while living his best sausage McMuffin life. Honestly iconic.
Okay, let's move on. Quick primer for my casuals. UFC flyweight means 125 pounds. A TKO is when the ref stops it because someone can't defend themselves anymore, and significant strikes are the UFC stat for meaningful shots that land with intent. Now, why is Joshua a big deal? He holds the belt, he won it in December 2025 and defended it in May 2026. As of mid-2026, he's 17-2 as a pro, and in the UFC, he's a volume demon. Highest significant strikes landed per minute in UFC history at about 8.4, highest accuracy in flyweight history around 57%, plus a wild striking differential, meaning he lands way more than he eats. It's not reckless, it's efficient mayhem. Now, for the movie montage, in 2023, he debuts against Zagas Jumagulov, a seasoned UFC veteran known for tricky movement. Split decision win on short notice. Pressure test passed. Later that year, he fights Kevin Borjas, a Contender Series alum who's all grit and pace and wins a clean unanimous decision. Momentum rising. Early 2024, Felipe Bunes, a former regional champ with power, Joshua stops him by TKO, and that's when the buzz starts. Then chaos season hits, opponent changes and cancellations. One opponent, Tagir Ulanbekov, a ranked grappler known for smothering wrestling, shows up heavy at the weigh-ins, and the fight gets canceled. Then in July, Charles Johnson, a slick striker with timing for days, catches Joshua and KOs him 20 seconds into round 3. That is a gut punch and a narrative breaker. But here's where I get obsessed. He comes back that fall on short notice and beats Edgar Chairez, a rangy striker who loves chaos, by decision. Then he handles Cody Durden, a grinding wrestler who wants to pin you to the fence, by decision again. That's composure after a knockout loss, leveling up defense and cardio. Receipts. In 2025, the plot twists keep coming. He's booked for Bruno Gustavo da Silva, a flyweight banger. With counters, Silva pulls out, and in steps Ray Taruya, the Road to UFC Season 2 winner, and Slick Scrambler, and Joshua still wins on points. Then he finally gets Silva again in June and finishes him late by TKO, which adds to his flyweight knockout tally. He's tied for third most KOs in the division and tied for third most knockdowns too. The man does damage. 2 weeks later, madness, Manel Kape breaks his foot. So Brandon Royval, a former title challenger and chaos merchant, steps in on 3 weeks' notice. They set a UFC all-time record for a 3-round fight with 419 combined significant strikes. Are you hearing me? Record for any 3-rounder, not just flyweights. Joshua wins, earns Fight of the Night, and by the end of 2025, he's scooping year-end awards from ESPN, MMA Fighting, Sherdog, and the UFC, Breakout Fighter, Fight of the Year, all of it. Huge glow up. December 2025 title shot, Alexander Pantoja, the champion with a mean back take. Joshua catches a kick, Pantoja falls, the arm goes bad, and the ref waves it off in 26 seconds, the fastest finish in a UFC flyweight title fight ever. People were like, does it count as a statement? Honey, it counts. Elite M&A is one tiny moment, one read, one counter, and Joshua made that read under the brightest lights. Also at 24, he became the second youngest champ in UFC history and the first UFC champion born in the 2100. Generational shift unlocked. May 2026, defense time against Tatsuro Taira, a blue-chip prospect and undefeated menace. The fight gets delayed a month for a minor injury. Then Joshua defends the belt with a late TKO, front kick to the body and follow-up punches in round 5. Fight of the night in that sweet six-figure bonus. That finish says he's not just early burst, he's 5-round dangerous. At that point, he's riding a 7-fight UFC streak since the 2024 loss, tied for the third longest in the division. Let's talk identity, because representation is not just a buzzword, it's currency. We continued to the fight, the creator two works that we CGA's economists. Now the spicy debate, is Joshua the first or second Asian-born male UFC champion? Some folks say second because Petr Yan was born in Siberia, which is geographically Asia. Others say first because the UFC and media often categorize Russia differently and lean on national representation instead of continental maps. My take, if we're talking pure geography, Joshua's second. If we're talking representation, the way fans connect, he's the first champion repping Myanmar. Both things can be true, but the Myanmar first is what moves people. Also, let's give him his flowers for the numbers. By mid-2026, he's tied for 5th most wins at flyweight. He's stacking KOs like a bantamweight. And he's already landed over 1,000 significant strikes in the UFC, second most in division history. That pace is not normal at 125, and a striking accuracy over 57% means he's not just swinging, he's sniping. Precision, pressure, and defense, that differential says he hits you more than you hit him. Person behind the stats, he's open about being Christian and credits his faith for getting him through relocations and tough moments. He lost his dad in 2017 and often shouts out his mom's support. That grounding shows up in the cage. You can see it in the way he resets after setbacks. That 2024 KO could have been a spiral. Instead, it was a plot device.
Back to my earlier ritual rant, I will defend the right to a consistent breakfast. Joshua's McDonald's thing is not some moral failing, it's a routine that keeps him relaxed in a violent job. And the receipts are there, volume, accuracy, titles. If elite performance came in one flavor, every champ would eat grilled chicken forever. They don't, so let the man have his hash browns. Just saying.
Last thing for my pop culture heads, the Brandon Royval fight in 2025. Royval is that chaos king with cardio for days. That record-setting brawl hit every best of list. ESPN MMA Fighting Sherdog the UFC's own awards. It wasn't just violence, it was craftsmanship. 2 artists pressing forward, minimal clinching, minimal wrestling, pure striking chess at high speed. That is how you win the casuals. That's how a division trends on a Saturday night. If I were Joshua walking out for that debut in 2023 against Zhao Goss, I would have felt every eye from Yangon to Houston on my shoulders. But the way he's handled short-notice chaos, from Royval to schedule shuffles, tells me he's built for volatility. That early life displacement, Myanmar to Malaysia to the States, probably forged this reflex. Adapt fast, stay calm, throw clean. It's giving champion energy. Okay, pause, because this next part is everything. The what-ifs. If Tagir had made weight in 2024 and Joshua lost, maybe no 2025 rocket ship. If Royval had said no to the replacement, maybe no title shot that December. Careers turn on other people's choices, and that's why I love and hate this sport. It's kismet and chaos, and your window is tiny.
All right, what's next? Next week, I want to get into another athlete with an unexpected rise and an even weirder pregame ritual. Think underdog energy, think viral moment, and yes, we will fact-check the superstition. So that's the tea, folks. Joshua Van is proof that your path can be messy and still be legendary. Embrace your routine, fight for your representation, and keep your hands up, literally and metaphorically. Okay, we covered a lot.